right. So what were we saying? We were talking about
Diabetes.
diabetes. Shall I open up first, or did you want to open up first on the topic?
Well, I just want to give it a quick explanation what diabetes are.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's a chronic medical condition that affects your body in the process of glucose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that glucose, it's like a hormone, insulin,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's produced by the pancreas. And there's type 1, type 2, and it's mostly you get it if you eat a lot of sugars. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but right now we were just talking about something personal about our dads, how we both relate to an overweight dad or parent, overweight parent, and how it affects you in the long run in a way that can go good and bad. So we went the positive side, we didn't want to end up like that, and we became trainers. So explain a little bit more in detail of how you felt, your experience.
Well, I wanted to add to what you were saying about what diabetes is.
Yeah.
My understanding, meaning you broke a definition down. So there's insulin resistance and there's insulin sensitivity.
Yeah.
If you're lean, that means your body's processing carbohydrates well and you're insulin sensitive. If somebody's overweight, you could say it's almost like it's like a busy signal, or like a lot trying to get through a thin line. So it's insulin resistance, right? It's like it's resisting the insulin. Why? It's almost as if it's the actual cell site where the insulin enters the cell. It's actually starting to become disfigured to the point where it's resisting the insulin. It's almost like out of shape, the cell site for the insulin. And so this insulin resistance is diabetes in essence, right? Or it could be that like type 2 that you're not producing any, or right. So it's a combination of, or type 2 I think is the one that type 1 is the one where you're born with, where you may not produce it.
Type 2 is you get it.
Type 2 is the one you get because you're a dietary lifestyles, no exercise, no muscle.
Yeah.
Well, to start off this conversation kind of heavy is you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, my dad passed away years ago in 2019, and it wasn't 100% the diabetes, but the diabetes definitely had some complications, and it's a sad story. Like even I say that, you go back, oh, and then even right now, I'm like, oh, okay, that's sad.
It hits.
Yeah.
It's really personal.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess, but seeing him, I've trained very successful people in like finances. They do really well, and the reason I've stayed in this industry so long is that I like prioritizing my body, and I guess seeing my dad not prioritize his, that was the trauma, or that was the wound for me. That yes, everybody wants to be in shape. Jacob, my parents now overweight. It's like, I know. Yeah, imagine if he was, and imagine if he died, and you want to be in shape. So it's like it compounds on itself, where now it's like I must get this area right, and so then it became a purpose of mine to live this way, and like we were talking about intensity and focus when I was showing you about your grip, right? Is that intensity is how you achieve a success in the long term, because it's so in other words, the pain kind of helps you focus. The pain of I don't want to end up.
Yeah, it's that reason why.
Yeah, you keep grip. Yeah, because you can grip on so hard. Like your focus can be gripped because you just want to be in shape and you want to look sexy and confident. Okay, and you get so far, but it's that other aspect, the dark aspect of the demon saying, if you don't watch it, you end up just like your dad. Now you have something pulling you, and then you have something pushing you. Right? You want to climb, but there's also the fire down here. I'll burn you. I'll burn you.
Don't get burned.
So that's sort of we want. And me and you were not going to actually share this. You came up with hey, well, this is great content, and I agreed. But we were actually discussing this without the camera.
We were getting personal. How did we
repeat it? We were talking about, I don't know, nutrition. And then
I don't remember.
And then it was something like remember what you
That's
said
the
about your
C,
dad, the
yeah.
C. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how we entered into the
Yeah.
dads, but then you shared me about your dad. You want to talk about your dad, or is it again? We don't. I know you would have told me had the camera not been here, but I gotta kind of be polite and say, hey, what do you want to share about your dad? If I shared about mine.
No, it's because like what you told me about that, like I can relate to you in a way. Like it was embarrassing, like to see like an overweight parent, and like it's because I started off wrong already. Because like when you have an overweight parent that has like a bad diet, like I'm gonna start off with a bad diet too. Like he's feeding me all this like junk food. So like it just gave me a bad start. So I think to the question you asked me earlier, like what my body type was, honestly, I think I'm supposed to be like petite, like small, but I start off wrong. You know, my diet wrong. I start off like my nutrition wrong, and then it's just like my body developed to it. And my mom didn't really cook because she was a busy woman. All she was thinking about it was just like getting money for her children, like having a house, which is good. I appreciate everything.
Yeah, like
it's just normal. It happens. But and then after that, school started, and like I barely had time to eat. So like my metabolism was like all messed up. It was like fast and slow, you know. So I wouldn't really have a good nutrition. But like once I started making money, getting my life together, like came here into this gym, like I started eating way better.
Yeah. So I totally see that, and I think your physique. We did a measurement this morning. We've been working out for 2-3 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, I think, something like that. And you're showing better results. So what do you think about that? Your better results, your results that have improved. Like right now, you're currently fit. What do you think? How does that feel to be on our machine, which is not easy to do? You're fit right now. How does that feel for you?
It feels good, honestly. Like it feels good. It feels like a start, like a short-term goal that can go longer. You know. So the discipline and like the process, like, is everything, and then the end is the magic, which I saw in my body results.
Right.
So like that magic, it's like inspiration, motivation to keep on going.
Right.
But you always need to remember, like I always need to remember, like why I started.
Right.
And the 90-day challenge.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah. And you know, when I think about how you started here as a trainer, you know, when I remember sitting down with you over here, and I'd be like, look, there's always going to be someone trying to get you off track. Remember I said that? Yeah. And I go, and if they do get you off track, they win. Bottom line. And you lose. And you lose.
As a coach.
Yeah. And that's it. And then like, and at that time when I told you, what'd you think about that philosophy? And I was like, what do you think about that philosophy? Because it's pretty hardcore, right?
It looks so straight up.
What do you think about it now? Like now that you have, what do you think about it then? What do you think about that philosophy now?
I still think about it the same. It's like, if anyone like pushes off what you value and like what your goal is, and they win.
You definitely lose.
Because I lose because it's like you're taking me off what I
chose.
Yeah.
What I said about. Like if somebody can get me off this 90-day challenge, I lose. I lost the challenge.
You lost the challenge.
Well, Jacob, your challenge has no like set. It's like, yeah, but the point is that I stayed in the process I'm developing. Yeah. I know the end goal, and I think one of the best things of a challenge is something like this with such a goal. Like I haven't even told you the target, but I've told you how we're gonna get the target, but I haven't told you the target. I know the target. And so that said is, to me, the process of growth flowing through you and seeing things like we were talking about compounding and every idea building upon itself and seeds and this and that and the tree grows and everything like that. And even you saying that those are magical moments in a process that a lot of people always want an end result. And they're always like, well, I want to be fit. It's okay, well, you're fit. But you chose to engage in a challenge to get fit. Yeah. A lot of people want to get fit, but they're not going to want to be like, like you didn't want the process. But you see how like, okay, for me, the moment where you're like, okay, and I explained to you how you got to sit here. I explained to you, this is how you got to sit here, right? And right, it was a process for you to sit here.
It was a process, yeah.
Right.
Cost money.
And just like things happen, all kinds of COVID, all kinds of things happen, right? Yeah. Kids camps, all kinds of stuff happen. conversations need to take you more serious, like right, like all kinds of things.
Jacob.
Yeah, all kinds of things, and here you are, right?
Here I
What I'm
am.
saying is, and then I go, okay, explain that to me, and you go, and then I loved it because I go, explain it to me, and you go, okay, seeds make events happen, and that turns into ideas that create examples, and then the projects happen, and then magic happens over time. And I was like, I get it, right? And so what I mean is like that moment there when I explain to you this and explain to you this, and then you tell me that is part of a process to hit the target 90 days. And if someone's like, if you don't enjoy that process where you can ask somebody, do you get what I'm saying? And if you don't enjoy that, I feel you're missing the boat. It's like you're a swimmer, right? This moment here is a stroke. Okay, I want to be fast. Did you get the stroke in? Did you get it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's like, well, then you can't move. You're not getting it. You're not in the process. So we were talking about that. One of the other things is we were talking about body image. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Me first? You sure?
Yeah.
Well, you don't even know the question. I have to ask you the question.
What? What's the question?
What's the question? What is your sincere opinion of your physique and body? And we've kind of asked this in the past.
Yeah.
What is your sincere view of your body? No bullshit. Because we're trainers.
I don't know.
You're not sharing. This is too personal.
No, like I'm honestly like I do have a strawberry body. It's like where it's like I do have like broad shoulders.
You think you have broad shoulders?
Yeah, a little bit.
And then
I do have like broad shoulders, so I can get like muscle on my back because it's like broad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I do have like like a strawberry figure, like the hourglass, the upper hourglass, and then like since I am losing weight, like my waist is getting like the inches are cutting off, so like it does form that hourglass. But I do have like my glutes, they're like square because I have my hip dips. You get me?
You think you have hip dips?
Yeah, I think.
Let me see here. Let me see here.
I think I have hip dips, and then it goes out. But like since I'm building muscle,
do you have? Let me see if you have hip dips.
I do. I'll show you later.
Okay.
But I do have hip dips. Yeah, and I think like a lot of girls do. I think that's her biggest insecurity. Like girls.
Hip dips?
Hip dips, yeah.
Are insecurities?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like hip dips, and then, but it's like you can build, muscle around it.
Yeah.
So it gives the illusion of like a bubble butt.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You know what I mean?
Well, I love it. I love it. So you're gonna ask me about my opinion?
Yeah. How about yours?
My opinion on my body is, I love my body quite a bit. Right now I'm in the off season, so I have gained some fat. But other than that, I know that I spent a lot of work in my body, and I'm very in love with my body, not in like an arrogant way, but in a sincere way. And some of the pictures we took this week, you caught me in some angles. I was like, oh, I look pretty good.
You do.
Yeah, but I don't. And again, it's not like
slim thick.
Yeah, slim thick. But it's not like an arrogance, or I don't think I'm like, oh, that. I think it's more sincerely. It's more of I love my body. I'm very grateful for it. I thank God every day for my health, and I like being strong. I don't think I'm the most strongest man on earth, as much as I'm like I like being strong, and I like feeling strong.
Yeah.
So my insecurities, I would say, for my body itself, I don't have too many insecurities. Like, again, only because it's off season, I have some more fat than I want. That's about it. What?
I mean, it's in a good place.
Right, I know.
It's in a good place. It's like.
But anyway.
Like I told you, your quads have grown an inch. It looks like it's grown.
Yeah.
So you need to do a body scan.
I will. I'll do it this weekend.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this has been fun.
But you got personal. I got personal.
Yeah, we were having this conversation before about diabetes and stuff like that, and we thought this would be good content because there's so many people with diabetes where we live. They say like 33% of Americans are overweight, and that's only the ones that are technically overweight. There's people that are going to be overweight. You know, in closing, what I think that is, it's just the food is so delicious, and there's like Snicker bar
So,
here. There's like if you listen to the good food that tastes delicious, it's everywhere. Like let's be honest. Okay,
yeah.
Cheetos, red hot Cheetos, delicious. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, I get the baked ones if I'm like off season.
Okay.
The baked ones.
How now you're using my term or the term? Like you saw what I do, you go, but it's like but it's off season.
Off season, yeah. Get the baked ones always. They're even better.
Yeah.
I like the baked ones.
Yeah. There's just so much delicious food. If you don't if you don't care to stop yourself, you'll end up like eating yourself into a grave, right? That's kind of the. Let's just take a moment and fire off on stuff that I used to eat. That's delicious, and I don't have too many. Like I say.
Okay, let me hear one.
When I was gaining some weight during the COVID era, I was going to Chipotle like every day. So that was one of my things because it's like healthy, but like every day, bro, it's gonna start adding up. Okay, what about you?
Raspa.
Raspa, like from where though?
Like
right here on the corner.
Like snacks, like a raspa bar.
But where? There's the one here in the corner.
Yeah, there's one in University.
Okay, that's the one you would go to.
Yeah.
You found yourself there. Where's Nicole? She was like, I'm here with Raspa.
With Raspa.
Okay. Anything else?
Like chips, hot chips, like
Cheetos.
Cheetos, yeah, like baked ones. But I always got the baked ones.
Let me see. What else did I like? For me, I've always just liked food. I've not been like too much of a junk food guy. Like I always eat more.
I just eat like really greasy foods.
Like if I would go to Khan's Grill,
yeah,
I would just go. I would go like every day for a while. You know, like
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I think Chick-fil-A.
I hate Chick-fil-A. It's not my thing.
It messed me up bad.
I know their customer service is great, but I've never been like I need a sandwich, a chicken sandwich. Like bro,
it's because the chicken's addicting. It's good.
Oh.
You're like, eh.
I mean, like that chicken I brought from Sam's the other day, and you tasted a little bit. I think that one might be better, don't you think? Or it's grilled. I don't think there's gonna be theirs.
Grilled chicken, man.
But is it as good, honestly, or is it just because it's Chick-fil-A?
I mean, it's healthier.
It's the same thing. It's grilled chicken.
Yours is better.
Okay, no,
it's better. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah,
this is the power of Chick-fil-A. It's like people are like low. They're just like they're like, well, you know, Chick-fil-A is healthier. How so? Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm Jacob Adams.
Nicole.
Subscribe, ask questions, do your thing.
Do your thing. 21.
That's good.